Who are the fighters, the conquerors, survivors? Who is victorious in the glorious?
He always had the ability to knock me out with his words. He told me I would never be married or never have children. Though he never uttered the actual words with his lips, he meant it with his actions. Truly speak louder, and my ears are still ringing from the sting of verbal abuse stuck to me. You see, I'm a magnet for bad memories. Though no doctor ever told me I was physically unable to bear a child, he had to produce an offspring within a certain time frame. He couldn't picture himself with me. He couldn't picture himself with me, and I had been in this relationship long enough to see that I was fighting with a man who was too engaged with finding a perfect match. So I became his opponent, and I was boxed out of receiving a ring because when he sized me up, I didn't fit the description of what he was looking for because I had too many flaws in my character. So basically, I had played my role in his film called Love, Lies, and Lasciviousness just to exit stage, left never to be seen again until he found Mrs. Right, the leading lady. And I watch from a distance as they enter holy matrimony, married to the man that never truly belonged to me. But for a moment, gaze into my pretend future, eyes glazed over, licking my lips, waiting to taste the glaze, frosting on our cake at our reception. No, rewind to our first dance, maybe in a ballroom with marble floors, while guests marvel at our hands intertwined like vines growing closer together with each step. Glad we can finally touch, finally grope each other with all the passion we dreamt about behind closed doors. No, fast forward to the part where I'm giving birth to a baby boy, splitting image of you who will love music just as much as you and I do, teaching him how to tie his shoes when you say, you see, son, make two bunny ears and tie one around and pull it through and tie it in the knots. But we never tied the knots, and I still get knots in my stomach because I can clearly remember the day we broke up. You yelled a couple of FUs, middle finger up as if I were a driver who cut you off on the road paved with ill intentions, and it's sickening. And I'm so sick of love songs like Neo's first hits. And no, you don't look so sexy when you're mad. In fact, you look like you're done with me. You look like you're gone overboard, about to abandon this ship that I thought was smooth sailing until we hit troubled waters and the outcome became unclear. And when the mist cleared, I found myself in the mist here alone. And now, here I stand full of regrets, thanking God we never took those steps down the aisle, but all in the same breath asking God, why did it have to end? I'm scared of being a loner on this island, God, but you just want me to rest in the sun. You just want me to rest in the sun, but I would rather run away and find shade, God. That's much more comfortable for me, but you say just rest in the sun, just rest in the sun. Then it dawns on me that I am relentlessly being pursued by a lover who just wants to console me, a baby Christian who needs to bear fruit, needs to break this truce with my ex, let loose from this noose around my neck. I'm still hung up on him. I'm still that girl that they say, why would he buy the cow when you gave him the milk for free, honey? But I've been on milk for too long, and it's time for me to move on to meat, but it's a little too tough for me to chew, God. You want me to choose? I wanted one last rendezvous, but I know if I keep looking back, I'll turn to that pillar of salt, exposing the wickedness of my heart, desiring forbidden fruit, and it's my fault because the only thing I'm supposed to taste and see is that you are good and you'll never leave me. My devotion to him wasn't pleasing. Those hymns I sang in devotion in that Baptist church never covered up the lust I indulged in the night before. I was a whore, Lord, by my own heart of stone. I thought wrong was right in my own eyes. You despise my idolatry, God. It fueled your jealousy for the one you own, me, God. I am your property. You possess me with your Holy Spirit to let me know that I am not alone. I am not alone. I am not alone. Because you are the friend that sticks closer than any brother, and I don't have to be envious of the fact that he loves her, because you orchestrated the harmonies of my love story's opus back in John 17, verse 23, when you prayed, I in them and you in me, that they may become perfectly one, so that the world would know that you love them even as you have loved me. Before the fall of man, before I fell for that man, I was one who would fall for anything. But now I stand in perfect union with you. And all of those nights I cried over that heartbreak you used to break my heart of my idolatry with your truth. And now I see myself as Ruth, rejoicing in my kinsman redeemer who saved me from finding comfort in the dark shade of my sin. But now I find refuge in the shadow of the Almighty. And Lord, I'll be that tree planted by the rivers of water surrounding me on this island, God. I'll be that tree planted by the rivers of water surrounding me on this island, God. Burning away all my impurities, basking in the light of the sun, showing my imperfections, melting away this plastic fiber of my sinful nature to mold me into your solid image. Looks way better on me than he ever did. Though I may never be the wife or have the kids, I won't resist the roadmap that you've laid out for my life. Because this voyage is one I have to make by myself. And when you call me home, the luggage of the sinful world must be left on the shelf. And honestly, these burdens are too heavy for me to carry. But ever since then, I dropped that baggage and I've come to realize that your yoke is easy and your burden is light. And I delight to do your will. And I am sealed with your promise to have, to hold, for better, for worse, in sickness and in health, for rich or for poor, till death just brings me closer to the bridegroom. And I'll have that dream wedding one day in heaven with you.
Who are the fighters, the conquerors, survivors? Who is victorious in the glorious King?